Why should you want to kill yourself because of a politician? Why should you want to vote for emotions? Why can't you just tell your problem the truth? Why can't you just tell yourself the truth? Why do you want to look at a shadow grave and you put yourself in that grave? If an elderly person is so aged that everyone can see from his postulations, from his genuflections, from his mannerism, from the way he talks, and you are still saying that, oh, that's the only person, then something is wrong with your head. You saw him, he will always be in the bus, in a white bus, coastal bus, with his commissioners, with his special advisors. He was a team leader. He was somebody who gave direction from the point of hard work, not from the point of comfort. He was not using siren. He was not using one expensive jeep, despite the fact that he was a billionaire. And all of us are very aware of how destiny brought Peter Obi to power. Okay, nínú tó ń bùjẹ tó ń bù dànù níbo ló ti ń bù níbo ló ti ń jẹ ṣebí dára nǹkan tí gbogbo wa tó jẹ́ commonwealth gbogbo wa ni. Well, good morning and welcome to another special edition of the Discourse on Asabi Africa TV. I want to be as unusual as possible, but it's a very, very serious occasion. It's a very, very serious issue that we want to raise this very, very morning. Today is Monday, February 13th, year 2023. Few days to the election, which is 25th of this month. And I want to put my word to all of you, to people all over the world. We want to let you know that there are a lot of issues going on, and for a long time I've been trying to see where I can put in my own voice. If you look at the society today, you see everything has almost gone comatose. The morals are broken. Sense of dignity is almost not there any longer. You live in an environment, even people that live with you, you suspect, you are afraid, even in the church, to mingle. And at this very primary season of our life, this very special season of our life, all we need to do is to choose and to tell ourselves the truth, to choose the right leader, to look at the strengths and the weaknesses of all the people perambulating, telling us, giving us all sort of words, telling us they will do this, they will do that. You look at it and you ask yourself, what for? Why should you want to kill yourself because of a politician? Why should you want to vote for emotions? Why can't you just tell your problem the truth? Why can't you just tell yourself the truth? You saw the obvious idiosyncrasies of some of these people. You saw the obvious weaknesses of some of these people. You saw one politician that is old and saggy, that is trying to, capture himself with strategy. He's trying to just survive. You look at the atmosphere, you look at his body language, you look at his mannerism, you look at his sense of even his standing. Why do you want to look at a shadow grave and you put yourself in that grave? Why can't we Nigerians go back to history and look at history and find ourselves a valuable position in history to say, okay, this is the right choice and we're going to make it. This is not about ethnicism. This is not about religion. This is not about languages. It's not about I'm a Yoruba or I'm a Kanuri or I'm a Hausa or I'm an Igbo or I'm an Igala or anything. It's just about being righteous. Now, the real problem with the society, and I'm going to address this in a jiffy, is that a whole lot of people are suffering from what I call dependency syndrome. I've read a lot of books about this, and I think in year 2007, Pastor Matthew Ashimolu released a book that he titled What is Wrong with Being Black? If you look at everything in this book, what is wrong in being black, you will see the real problem. You see the real gene problem with our people. I was watching a man of God last night. He was talking about one of the contestants, and he was saying, Buje Budano, Buje Budano, Buje Budano, Ajeti, Ato Buje, Ato Budano. And that is the kind of syndrome, that is the kind of philosophy these kind of people are selling. They believe that a Buje Budano is the best person to lead you. The Buje Budano is the best person to be voted for. There are a lot of people who will come and abuse someone like General Obasanjo, a person that is so tenacious, a person that is so observant to details. Of course, he has his own shortcoming because he's a human being. A person who is very, very detailed in analysis, in orientation, in his work ethic. Then you now say, Allah honey, in your mirror, low help. Now, let me give you what it means. Somebody you call Buje Budano, somebody that is giving, dashing you, everything he dashes you. You want a house, he dashes you. You want a land, he dashes you. You want money, he dashes you. Don't you think that kind of person is only promoting a culture of redundancy in your life? A person that is a giver, he gives, but you look at his antecedents, you look at his precedents, you look at what he does, you look at how he does his things, and you ask yourself, to whose benefit? To whose benefit? To whose benefit? How will you open your eyes and say, oh, a Buje Budano is the only person that is good for you? Okay, should that person come and Buje Budano, and in the course of Bujeing Budano, he disgraces your country, he destroys your country, he destroys your sense of economy and all that because he's trying to placate his acronyms. He's trying to give kudos to some people who are not known for hard work. Today, in the city of Lagos, a whole lot of young people, you see young people collecting money from buses. They collect money from bus stops to bus stops. They collect money from junctions to junctions. They make life so unbearable, life so expensive for commuters. People want to come out of their house and they are afraid. In Lagos today, now you want to go from point A to point B. If you have 1,000 naira, you are not guaranteed. If 1,000 naira takes you out, you are not guaranteed if the remaining money will bring you back home. Then, is that still the philosophy of Buje Budano that we're talking about? Somebody that made touts, people that have no sense of value in terms of, in terms of economic delivery or whatever. Some people that just wake up in the morning, they collect all sort of money, and you pass the road, the passages that create the economy. You cannot see any transformation. Somebody is in the market and is collecting millions upon millions. Then you go to that particular environment, you go to that market, you see everywhere bushram, everywhere horrible. Because that person can afford to elevate or to promote or to dash you money. Then you look at an Obasanjo, a General Obasanjo, who is telling you that, please, this is the person I'm endorsing. This is the person I think can take you to the next level. Anybody that is very prudent with the money. Anybody that is very, that is patterned, despite the fact that he's rich. That kind of person is only teaching you to also be patterned and to be prudent. It's only lazy people that will say that Obasanjo Alahoni or that Peter Obi is stingy. Only lazy people will tell you that Buje Budano is a good thing. It's people that like Lajis. And on page 251 of the book, What is Wrong in Being Black, Pastor Matthew Ashimolo highlighted what he calls the dependency syndrome. Look at it, the dependency syndrome. If you go and read this page, you will see everything wrong with the gene of an average voter in this Lagos and in some part of Nigeria. An average voter who believes that at every election there should be money given, there should be an inducement. If an elderly person is so aged that everyone can see from his postulations, from his genuflections, from his mannerism, from the way he talks, and you are still saying that, oh, that's the only person, then something is wrong with your head. Something is wrong with you somewhere. And that is why Ashimodo is writing in this book that what is wrong in being black? Why do we, and this book was released in 2007. In 2010, another book was released, Why Nations Fail, The Origins of Power, Prosperity, and Poverty. If you are somebody who loves the person that gives you free land, free houses, free this, free that, you are a freebie enthusiast. You are somebody who loves freebies. Then you will love one of the candidates or two of them because you want things to be given to you on a platter of gold. You don't want to work. When you look at the lifestyle of Peter Obi as governor of Anambra State, you will see a whole lot of culture of leadership. Peter Obi was one governor who didn't use siren for the 8 years he was in power. He was one governor. I met him in the government house sometimes in 2010, I think so. I took a colleague there, a colleague who used to work with Ben TV in those days. I took him there because his chief press secretary then was my former editor, that is Mr. Mike Uda. And I look at the way he ran the government. I think some of those days we were in Auka, we went out with him, and you saw him, he will always be in the bus, in a white bus, coastal bus, with his commissioners, with his special advisors. He was a team leader. He was somebody who gave direction from the point of hard work, not from the point of comfort. He was not using siren, he was not using one expensive jeep, despite the fact that he was a billionaire. And all of us are very aware of how destiny brought Peter Obi to power, how they try to humiliate him, how they try to hijack his mandate, how he went to court, how he won on 2 occasions. At the time they even impeached him, his deputy played game with them. That is Mrs. Demveji Tiaba. You saw every politics that went around Peter Obi in those days, the humiliation, the kind of manipulation, but eventually was able to run a prudent government. And you come and say, oh, he's not giving shishi, despite the fact that he's even trying to give, to motivate. Are you going to support somebody that gives you lajis and he can if he gives you like this, it's going to destroy your life. It's going to commercialize and monetize your culture. It's going to monetize your privacy. It's going to monetize your social life. It's going to monetize your heritage. You know, we need to sit down and ask ourselves, who is the person that's supposed to run our life for us? When General Obasanjo was president between 1999 and 2007, all of us saw how he was able to run the economy. You saw the reforms in the banking sector, even in the political sector. You saw how he came up with ICPC, how he came up with EFCC. You saw how many people were arrested and how many financial malfeasances were busted. You saw how reforms were taking place both in the economic and the political sector. You saw how 180 something bank became 25 bank after the consolidation of Professor Charles Soludo, or we call it Professor Chukwuma Soludo. You saw the kind of productive governance, productive political governance. You saw the way he was able to tackle the restiveness in most of the part of Nigeria, even the OPC that were his own people. I remember that General Obasanjo told the IG of police at the time that they should shoot on sight, that nobody should be a monopoly of crisis or a monopolist of restiveness. You know, you could see the way he was able to handle the governors. You could see the way he was able to stop and storm corruption, even though he has his own shortcoming. Even look at the General Social Global System Mobile, the GSM. Look at the reformation, look at the revolution. People were able to start having little businesses by just having a phone set, getting a line, selling recharge card, selling airtime. That was a president who came with the revival of economic reformation. And all of you will say, oh, he's stingy, he does not throw money around, he does not give houses. And I ask you, especially in Yoruba land, I will speak this in Yoruba, kí ló ń ṣe àwa Yoruba? Ibo láti jábọ́, ibo láti ṣubú, tó jẹ́ wípé ẹni tó ń fún wa bùjẹ́bùdànù, kí wòlíì Ọlọ́run máa, kí ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run máa sọ wípé bùjẹ́bùdànù lélẹ̀ bùjẹ́bùdànù, nítorí ẹ̀ òun ló dáa jù, bùjẹ́bùdànù. Ok, nínú tó ń bùdànù, níbo ló ti ń bù, níbo ló ti ń jẹ? Ṣebí dára nǹkan tí gbogbo wa tó jẹ́ commonwealth gbogbo wa ni. Tí wọ́n bá pín àwọn kinní létòlétò tán pín nísọ̀rí, á kan gbogbo oníkálukú náà. Tó bá di wípé èèyàn kan pè mí láàárọ̀ yìí sí gbogbo ọmọ lọ sí General Hospital ní Kòròdú, wọn dá wọn lóhùn. Gbogbo àwọn allocation yìí ló ti wà ń bẹ̀, but àwọn doctors tó wà ní General Hospital kò sẹ́ni tó wà motivated. Gbogbo wọn jí oògùn, wọn jí ta ni. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń sọ pé àrùn progressive, ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń sọ pé bùjẹ́bùdànù. Kí ló ń bùjẹ́, kí ló ń dànù? Tí wọ́n bá bù dáadáa, á tó fún oníkálukú. Tí wọ́n bá dànù, á tó fún oníkálukú. But nígbà tẹ́ bá ní bùjẹ́bùdànù, torí pé ó fún yín nílé, ó ra lé fún yín, tàbí torí pé ó lè fún yín nílẹ̀, torí pé wọ́n lè sign COF fún yín, torí pé ó lè mú tailor kó sọ di council chairman, torí pé ó lè mú ọmọ gutter boy kó sọ di park chairman. Kí ló wà nù yẹn? Ṣé bí Yorùbá ṣe rí, ṣé bá ṣe wá dì nìyẹn ni? Ibo láti jábọ́, ibo láti ṣubú. A dẹ̀ ń sọ wípé ẹ má jẹ́ ká wo títí èdè, ẹ má jẹ́ ká wo títí ẹ̀yà, ẹ jẹ́ ká wo ti ọgbọ́n orí. Tí bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ bá lè sọ wípé ẹni yìí ni mo rò pé ó lè ṣe, àtàwọn bàbá mi náà tí wọ́n ń wò from the arithmetic point of view, then kí la tún gbé, kí la tún wá? Àwọn ń sọ bùjẹ́bùdànù. Okay. As at last weekend, I'm sorry, in Lagos, the obedient people were campaigning, and you went and harmed them because you couldn't withstand the ooze of enthusiasm from those people. You couldn't withstand the courage, the confidence, the sense of ambition, the sense of vision, the sense of motivation. Then you have to send some guys to go and wound them. Then just yesterday night, somebody sent a video to me of some women crying in Lagos Island that some people allegedly close to the governor of Lagos or allegedly sympathetic to the cause of the party in power in Lagos, wanting to hit them, to go and beat them, to go and deal with them because they were sympathizing, they were PDP sympathizers.
Ẹ̀káàsán gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà àti gbogbo ọmọ ìlú Èkó pátápátá. Orúkọ mi ni Rashida aya Dídàgbà ọmọ Kúdóró. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo fẹ́ fi ọ̀rọ̀ yìí mo fẹ́ fi tó gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà létí ni torí mi mọ̀ bóyá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni pé APC ni mo ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ tí ń kúrò ń bẹ̀ tí fi lọ sí PDP torí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá mi bi àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n gómìnà bàbá Súnbọ̀ Sanwó-Olú ẹ bá mi bẹ̀ wọ́n àtọmọ Jẹ́bẹ̀ àti Wàrùn Pẹ̀pẹ̀ Múrí àti Wàbí àbúrò ẹ̀ Támọ̀dù Jẹ́bẹ̀ náà àtọ́dú èsì àti Jẹ̀bàkù torí wọn náà wọ́n wá pàbúrò mi mọ́ lélẹ́ ni o torí mi mọ̀ bóyá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni o for good 22 years ni mo ti ń bá wọn tí mi rí nǹkankan òṣèlú APC náà látòrí AD AC ATN tíyá mi bàbá mi tọ́ ti bá wọn ṣe títí àwọn náà lọ sí títí tó fi kú o àjèrè wọn o ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Wòsílà náà tún sí wọn títí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ìsọ Saheed Salawẹ́ mọ̀ ń pẹ̀ lọ́dún náà tó kó wa jáde ta tẹ̀lé lọ gbogbo ọjà ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó wà ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù gbogbo díìtì tó tà láwọn bá ìsìnmu ipò káwọn lọ gbowó orí àwọn kò fáwọn lówó tó fún bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ò lè gba tẹ́ńkọ́ tọ́sẹ̀dẹ̀ ni tí ò lè tajà náà lọ́dún náà tó mi ti gbogbo gbẹ̀ lọ́rùn lọ ṣé tẹ́gbọ́n mi tí ìyá tẹ́gbọ́n tí gbogbo wọn ṣe títí ta sì wọ́n ta fi kú tá àrẹ́tẹ̀ tá omi ra ṣóhun náà làwọn náà tún máa kú lé lórí ni nítorí kí n quit nìyẹn ẹ̀mẹ́ta ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ lọ́kọ mi ti contest pẹ̀lú wọn ọ̀hún dáwọ́ fọ́ọ̀mù tó rà padà fún ọ̀hún fún ní ìkọ̀kan èmi ti tún dúró ti fi bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà torí ẹgbẹ́ tá a tó ń sọ yìí o tó fẹ́ wá pa mí mọ́lẹ̀ yìí mi bá wọn gbẹ́bọ o fọ́nà ẹ̀bù wàá bù o tó pè lájọ o mo gbẹ́bọ torí ẹ̀ o ó dùn mí pé nínú àwọn márùn-ún náà èèyàn kan péré lọ́kù tó jẹ́ bàbá Saka Dídàgbà o tó jẹ́ bàbá ọkọ fún mi o òun lọ́kù nù wọn o nínú wọn dìtù mo gbé ẹbọ torí àjọ lọ́dún náà tọ́nà wọ́ lórí tó máa bá wọn gbé ẹbọ o táwọn òbí mi ò mọ̀ kankan ò torí ẹgbẹ́ yìí náà ni o mi ìmọ̀ tọ́wọ́ fi ṣèrè ikú lọ́wọ́ fi sàn sọ fún mi báyìí o tọ́wọ́ ń káwa mọ́lẹ̀ o ọ̀tọ̀ lọ́n tẹ́ ti pàwọn máa gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọkọ mi torí pé ọlọ́nà ẹnu kẹmí mi lọ ṣe PDP nígbà tó sì yìí tó náwó tó nára tẹ́lẹ̀ṣọ̀ ṣe bọ̀ yóò ti máa níye tó máa ti bọ́ lára ọmọ náà tẹ́wá nítorí pé ó ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́mi ìyàwó ẹ̀ lọ sí kinní torí àwọn tí kú òǹlé mo ti lọ oṣù méjì ń ta torí ọmọ tó bímọ mo sì ní gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ṣe bẹ̀ mí mo ṣe tún padà sílé torí ẹ̀ náà tí ní kí n fò kí ni ṣó èyí lẹ́ni sọ títí wá káwọn àbúrò mi mọ́lẹ̀ ẹjọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ọmọ ìlú Èkó ẹ bá mi bẹ̀ wọ́n ẹ bá mi bà wọ́n APC o kọ́ tí wọ́n lẹ́yìn mi o kọ́ má pa mí o kọ́ jẹ́ ẹlẹ́yẹ gbé o èmi ní kọ́kọ́ máa kọ́kọ́ lọ sínú PDP o.
Of course, we are not saying PDP is a good party, but we will not tolerate anybody that is out of age, that is very, very obvious that is ill, that is very obvious that is in need to rest. And we say, okay, that's the best person because Ojebu Jedu Budano. And let me also tell you the truth. It is either you are a serious person who want to work hard to earn what you eat, or you are a person who want to live large to earn what is being given to you. There are a lot of people, they want to eat. Today now you see a lot of people, they will tell you that the moment you hear that kind of statement from anybody, that person is a total idiot. That person is not a good person at all. Kí ló ṣe tó fẹ́ jẹ nowhere? You are saying that is a very wrong orientation of life, because the holy book say that everybody has his own challenge, his own preoccupation. So if you work hard, you will get remunerated well. If you have something you are doing, you will get remunerated well. You will earn in earnest. But if you are a freebie enthusiast, you like people to give you freely, you want to eat on people, then that's the kind of crowd we have around us house. Now, that's why you go to all the roads, you go to all the junctions, you go to all the local governments, you go in around, and you see bad roads everywhere. You see nothing is working. Area boys are humiliating, harassing, terrorizing. The police are packing to take money. I mean, in a society whereby police have to kowtow to area boys, to NURC officials or park and garages official, to kowtow to take their daily bread. Police will park their vehicle. I have videos to buttress this point. Police will park their vehicle to come and collect money from area boys, from people that are taking taxes from vehicle owners and all the rest. And you ask yourself, how did we get to this level? In a country whereby the power, the discourse, everything is in a total disarray. The people that bought the discourse are politicians. Discourse are now collecting money in a particular buildings that are not being used, that are desolated, no tenants. Disco official will be bringing bills, outrageous bills, and by the time they give them prepaid meter, they will load those fraudulent bills on the prepaid meter. A lot of people get in Lagos now. When you get into a new house, you are either expecting from. I got into a house in 2018. On my bill, I was having 266,000 unused, and it became a big problem. Till today, we are still on it. I left the house last year. The next house I packed into, when we got our prepaid again, I was having 430,000. And you say we are running a good society, a society whereby some group of people create an economic cancer for every other person. You go to a house, you give them 40,000, like a power bill, you give them 50,000, and you know it's just 2 bedrooms. Some are even 1 room. In a house with 8 rooms, maybe face me and face you, you give them 100,000 plus, they share among themselves. There's a whole lot of criminality going on. Why? Because of Emi Buje Budano. Everybody wants to live on the next person. If a presidential candidate symbolizes that kind of attitude, why should you vote for him? Do you want us to run into a banana republic and they come and tell you, oh, hey, they increase IGR from something to something? They come and tell you all sort of bunkum stories. If you cannot run societies according to what they can earn and what they can pay, if you have to run society, tax them to death, that people will not be able to pay school fees of their children, people will not be able to pay house rent conveniently, people will not be able to eat, then you are not a good leader. You are not a leader of men. You are just a dealer. A lot of these people are not leaders, they are dealers. Anybody that can give you freebies, that can dash you any amount of money, he's not a leader, he's a dealer. He's not teaching you how. He's not teaching you how to fish. He's only giving you fishes. In fact, he's giving you fried fishes for you to take gari for a long time. Look at Chief Obasanjo. When he left power in 1979, he didn't take oil license. He didn't go into anything that is very cheap. He went into farming. Today, some people will say, oh, he took Operation Feed the Nation. He turned it to Obasanjo Farms Limited. No, that's not the real issue. Look at the philosophy behind what he did. The philosophy behind what Obasanjo did was that he did hard work. The philosophy is that he was somebody who wanted to tilt the land for the land to yield for him and for the nation. And he was able, because he looked at where everybody was sleeping and he woke to the reality of the snoring of every other person. He didn't take oil license, he didn't go into factory, he only went into farming, pure farming. And today, by the grace of God, he's good for it. You look at him, yes, he has his shortcoming. In any way around, nobody is complete. But when you look at the leadership streak, he's of a very high pedestal. He's of a very high pedigree. He's a hard worker. He didn't just stop there. He was also busy searching for wisdom. He was searching for wisdom. He's somebody who decided to create African Leadership Forum. You look at the quality of his book. I have several books at home here. I have books. But somebody who could write my watch. He chronicled all his experiences from the military era to the democratic era. He chronicled them in 3 volumes. This is just 2 volumes of the book. The third one is inside. I just brought out these 2. Volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. And I have other books of General Obasanjo. If you go and read all his books, yes, he might have his shortcoming. He might not share your political view, but you should respect him for his hard work. I sat with General Jembewo, not once, not twice, not thrice, and he gave me analysis of General Obasanjo. He said he's someone that even if you give him a pack of documents around 11 p.m. in the night and there's a meeting by 9 a.m. the next day, that Obasanjo will read everything page by page, line by line, and the next day he will summarize and he will give you detail by detail, and you will know that he read it. That is the kind of person that Obasanjo is. A person that is prudent, a person that is economical, a person that is a bit Spartan. You might say he stole, he took. If everything it appears that he stole are not even too spreaded around, it's just maybe in Abeokuta in Ogun State. Landed property he used for farming, and most of the places he got his farming, he got most of those land on lease and all that. From what I could garner from him, yes, you could say he built a library, he did this, he did that. He did it when it was important for him to do. He was able to assemble a lot of elite people around him, and they dropped their money. It was their own volition. They willingly dropped for him to establish the library, and because he's a knowledge seeker, General Obasanjo is a knowledge, and you cannot see a knowledge seeker being a Bujebudano. So if Obasanjo can sit down today and endorse somebody, then why can't you trust that person? In Nigeria, fẹ́ ẹni tó máa fi àjẹ yín, fẹ́ ẹni tó máa mú wá alọ́lé máa yẹn, kò sẹ́ni tó wọlé ẹ̀, tẹ́ bá bẹ́kun wọlé ẹ̀ máa bẹ́rìn jáde. Torí bí society ìṣeré ni, tí àwùjọ bá wà, táwùjọ bá ṣe dáadáa, tí gbogbo èèyàn rí nǹkan tí ẹ jẹ, tí nǹkan ò wọ́n, àwọn náà lọ gbé owó lórí gbogbo nǹkan ò tẹ́ fi ń wọlé wọn, tẹ́ fi rẹ́rìn jáde o. There was a day, I think the video is still online, I was watching the former governor of Osun State, Alhaji. He was talking about Osogbo, that by the time he ruled Osun after 8 years, when he left Osogbo, that a 3-bedroom flat was going for like 250, 300,000. And I asked myself, is Osogbo an industrial town? Is Osogbo a commercial town? No, Osogbo is a civil servant town. So if you say by springing up the IGR or by doing some political reforms that people are now finding it difficult to pay, and that even the tenants are now coming from Lagos to take house in Osogbo, you are not helping people of Osogbo, because the smith man, blacksmith man, the barber, the pepper grinder, the market woman, market man, the meat seller, the alakpata, the alata, all of them, can they live in that house? Can they occupy a 3-bedroom flat of 300,000 per annum? No, they will all go and live in face me and face you. So if you are going to generate IGR or you are going to raise the standard, it must not break the limit of their earning as human being. As a Muslim, it is not allowed. It is not a good thing to break people's, to break their, their aspiration, to make them pay beyond what they can earn. You make people to pay beyond what they can earn. No, that is not it. you must look at who they are, what they are earning. Then you cut their coat according to what they are earning. Not that you say, okay, but when we left Oshogbo, a 3-bedroom flat was going for 300,000, or 3-bedroom flat was going for 400,000. That is the same thing happening in Lagos now. Nobody is looking into the issue of house rent. Nobody is looking into the issue of shop rent. Everybody, the landlords can wake up, they can create any amount of money. In fact, people are paying as in some places that you don't even imagine, people are paying as high as 600,000 for just 2-bedroom apartment, and government has no say in it. They call it a progressive government, but it's worse than military era. And the same person is telling you that he's coming to do this, he's going to do that. Okay, that you raise IGR in a small town like Oshogbo. Are the people, what they are working, does it commensurate for what they're going to pay, or in terms of tax? So what are you saying? Are you billing them out of livelihood, or you are billing them to live? If it is now a problem for people to pay their house rent, it is now a challenge for people to pay their light. In fact, for you to use light in Lagos, some people are even paying more than house rent. The discos have made it so difficult for people to even pay well, to even live well, because the estimated billing is now almost like a culture. Then all the progressive noise about it, so what I'm saying in essence is that we are going into an era of a new political decision. Why can't you sit down? If Peter Obi becomes president, does it mean that the Igbos are going to misbehave? Yes, it could be a fear. I was driving with someone the other day. I was last year a private driver, and he was telling me about his fear that that if not for this and that he wants Peter Obi to be president, but the Igbos are going to start misbehaving. I don't think that is the issue anyway. I don't think that is the issue. If anything happens, we still have our voice. You cannot take anybody's land. You cannot come and tell me how to live in my own land. You cannot come and bulldoze me out of my own environment. It's not possible. What we are saying is that we are not looking at Peter Obi as an Igbo man. We are not looking at Peter Obi as a Yoruba man. We are not looking at Peter Obi as an Hausa man. We are looking at Peter Obi as a citizen of Nigeria and a citizen of the world. We're looking at Peter Obi as somebody who should be able to dance to the yearnings of the Yorubas, dance to the yearnings of the Hausa people, dance to the yearnings of the Igbo people, dance to the yearning of the TV people, dance to the yearning of the Gala people, dance to the yearning of the Kalabari people, dance to the yearning of the Hausa people. I've said that before. Dance to the yearning of the Kanuri people. Not somebody that is coming to become a what can I call it? A jingoist or an ethnic jingoist or all that. It's somebody who is coming to rectify. To start with, is a very astute manager of resources. He's an astute manager of resources. He's not somebody that is flippant with economic or with finances. He's somebody that manages wealth. He understands it. He might be an importer, exporter, and I'm sure he's going to change from that. We need a productive economy, and which I am sure he knows and is going to fall. And he's not going to be somebody that is going to sit down and allow young people to advise him alone. He's going to allow older people who understand, who sees far. He's going to tell himself the truth. He's not somebody who's going to share money. And I want to tell you this. The society is going banana because of this sharing money syndrome. When you see people sharing money, know that eventually they're going to take that money back. Somebody that is ready to give you 25,000 on the day of vote, on the day of election, be rest assured that when he gets into power, you are not going to have access to him any longer. And if you try to demand for anything, you are going to be ambushed. Somebody who came to give you 50K for you to give your PVC, or for you to clone your PVC, or for you to do some dubious thing with your identity, that person is a criminal. To start with, it's a criminal offense. Anybody that is trying to let you sell your identity or monetize your freedom, that person is a criminal. What we are saying is that we should wake up. Somebody that is giving you Indomie every year, they keep giving them Indomie. I used to be close to an APC woman leader. I'm still close to her. She's like my mother, social mother. But severally I told her, I said, look at the front of your house. Jokoro land. Look at the front of your house. You cannot even boast of the greatness of your, okay, let me even put it. You can't boast of the greatness of the goodness of your party. Not just only how the popular person that owns that area, Alhaji MJ, until he died recently, when the governor quickly graded that area, it was an eyesore. We have videos. That area was an eyesore for more than 2 years. And all of these people say they are in APC, oh, they are this, they are that. The roads are bad. The system is so jaundiced. Everything is crazy. Go to the local government, you just open your mouth and you just shake your head. Why should we follow somebody so blinded with our mindset? Why? Does it mean that you cannot be great on your own? Does it mean that you have sold your soul to emotional slavery? Look at it, dependency. Ashimolo is asking, what is wrong with being black? It is a question. What is wrong with being black? And some of the issues are here. Some of the things that is affecting an average black man that will never make him to be able to ask for his right. That will make him to be respecting and be jubilating over freebies. Some of them are, witchcraft, slavery, distorted family values, black disunity, black on black crime, economically challenged, racism, misgovernance, leadership crisis, sexploitation, dependency syndrome, which is where I'm going today. Colonial heritage, immigration problem, apartheid, faulted educational systems, segregation, self-image problem, marginalization, trying to transform the heart, which we are doing now, transforming the heart, which is the last topic. You ask yourself, why should you be so enslaved to just one person? And you tell yourself, you want to die for the person, Nikolole Shea is a person, if a man of God that is to be looked as, the hope of the people can be saying that, Nikoni Buja Budani, Buja to Budano. And that is a very horrible statement. And it deserves our sympathy for such people. That is distorted family value. That is dependency syndrome. Dependency syndrome full blown. That means you cannot be anything without getting something from them. So you have to speak. Then if you now say ethnicity, why should I say, Tripo jẹ́ Yorùbá? Okay, tó bá jẹ́ Yorùbá, tí ìpínlẹ̀ ò bá dá fún Yorùbá ńkọ́? Ó jẹ́ Yorùbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ ò dẹ̀ dá fún èmi. Ó débẹ̀ tán, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe làwùdà, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe tàwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ nìkan tí gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe kò bá wa lára mu. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe àfilẹ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe ó gbówólé ó di pé ká tó jẹun ìnira la fi ń jẹun, ká tó sanwó nǹkan ìnira la fi ń san. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ bí àlejò ó lè wá láti ta kó dẹ̀ ṣe rere fún onílé ju onílé lọ? In most cases in life, it is people that you cast as visitors. Those are the people that do well. It's not about the Yoruba will say àjùmọ̀bí ò kan tàánú àfi ẹni Ọlọ́run rán sí ni. Meaning that to be sympathetic does not involve bloodline. It's about who God has sent to you. Somebody can be sympathetic to your cause. Don't you? In most cases, you take your proposal to even your family people, and they will tell you, it can't be done. Then you take it to a stranger, and they will say, this is fantastic, and they support you. They give you the money. They give you the support. Are we not living in this country? Then you now say, is stingy. Then somebody that is stingy, that is going to help you manage your economy, for all of you to benefit. Is it not better than somebody that is pouring his finger in your resources and he takes the whole money, sharing it to everybody? You want CFO, he gives you. You want a business, he signs you onto it. You want to be a tout. I was in a Ikeja some time ago, and one man was saying it at Afari Ogun area. They was saying that that's why you want to wọlé nsìn. Ìbí náà gba garage kan, àwọn náà máa pa owó, àwọn náà máa make owó, so ẹ máa gbàdúrà o, àti lọ sí Abuja o, àti délé ni o. Imagine that orientation. His own plan in life is to take a garage and become a a tribute taker. Things that were done in the olden days of slavery. Tributary, paying tribute from one nation, from one land to the other. People that just sit there in the morning, drink, and take tribute. Oh, you are passing there, you don't need to pass there, you have to pay. Is that where we are going now? When everything is changing? When the system of the world is changing? And you see a lot of politicians, they garrulously followed. People we hold in so much high esteem. People we never thought would fall. All of them fell. And they put their money there and say, oh, we are stepping down, we are stepping down. Stepping down for who? You that stepped down for him. You are capable. You are strong enough. You are bold enough. You are courageous enough. You are innovative enough. Then you say you step down. You put down. So for what now? How will you step down for somebody with so much baggages? Why are we like this? Why? What is wrong in being black? What is wrong in being black? There is nothing wrong in being black. The only thing wrong is that the dependency syndrome will depend so much on people. You call somebody to come and do something for you in your house, it builds you out of listening. Then when you finish doing the thing, you now go to the market and do the costing. You discover that he has even duped you. Then you're going to block his line. You're going to even lay costs on him. And that's what is going on now everywhere. In my new house, we got somebody, they came to feast prepaid, and the people who feasted deliberately jammed up everything. They destroyed, they didn't allow the thing to move. They did it in a way that the energy was being used. Every other person was using somebody's energy. Until we have to call an engineer to come and help us reschedule it. And the guy came and he said, oh, it's going to cost him 45,000. Even the Okada he bought, he said we should pay 4,000. We paid 4,000. Then when he came, he got into my apartment and he saw the way it is. Then he now said, that he's supposed to bring it to the kitchen. Yeah, but now he put it downstairs because if he's going to bring it to the kitchen, it's going to be 75,000. And he started asking me because he saw my phone number. He said, are you close to Dangote? Because he saw my picture, my DP. And I said, no, I'm not close. Dangote is a friend, old friend, but I'm not too close like that. He said, oh, I was shocked when he saw my picture with Dangote. Then he collected 45,000. He only did what they call it, a fix. That thing they used to do, fixer. He didn't even climb, he didn't collect ladder, he didn't do anything. He only put a new fixer and all that, a new fuse. That's the only thing he did. And he tried to transfer me to another person that can be helping me pay my bill. And that one was playing games. He sent us an amount that's supposed not to be paid, initial amount. And eventually, thank God for somebody who was closer, a very good friend who called the customer care until we discovered that was not what we were supposed to pay, initial payment, the token and all the rest. Then when I even told him he's going to help me pay, despite the fact that he put money on top of what we were going to pay, he was asking that I'm going to give him some money. I said, what of 1,000? He said, no, Koleto. It's okay, 2,000. I said, okay, you manage it. We now have a social order, a social setting where people, when they see you, they want to eat you up. We have a social setting whereby people want to eat you up. They want to take everything from you, either by fault or default. Even men of God, clergy, they want to take your money. Those ones are even evil. They will be loading problems into your life and using those problems to siphon money. And those are the kind of people that tell you that Budanu. Because all their life, they've always been managing people's crises. You take a problem to them, they tell you, I'm a solver. Then they stylishly remove and put like 10 and start managing so that you keep bringing money. Is that kind of society we are going to be moving? Do you know how many things that government is supposed to do for us that we have turned to prayer points? Do you know how many services that we're supposed to be benefiting that we have turned to prayer point because some people, some hooligans, are ruling us? People that don't want to leave power, you tell them is enough. Okay, come and leave. Let another person try. They say no. They use talk, they use force, they use everything. They don't want you to chase them out. Okay, leave us for some time. Let's try other hands. If they are not doing well, we'll come back to you. They say no. They have to stay because they are allocating your wealth. Then somebody will now come and sit down and say, Buje Budano. The culture of Buje Budano and the culture of Ishelobushe is different. Ishelobushe is meaning that it means that you work hard for what you eat, for what you earn. If it turns to a situation where you are going to somebody's house to go and sit down, what to? Jáde nílé ẹ̀, ó gbé 200 fún wa, ó gbé 1 million fún wa, ó ní ká lọ pín. When you see a man that people are staying in front of his house to collect money, the man is an evil man. Because that money is not a genuine money. If the society is well branded, if the society works for everybody, nobody will go and stretch in front of somebody's house to be collecting money. For what for? Then you now come and abuse Obasanjo, Olahun, kò kí ń fúnyàn, kò kí ń drop. There's my colleague, you want to interview somebody and I say, show my drop. Then, if you don't interview them, don't about drop, then you are the one killing yourself. Because you need to make a news, you need to talk to people. Then today one drop, I mean the custodian. And then who is being who? You are the one being yourself. Then Obasanjo lahun, and Peter Obi lahun, but don't ye bujano. We are praying that all of us will wake up to reality. That all of us will start thinking that we, especially people, we in diaspora, will start talking to our people who are at home to choose the right candidate. And the right candidate is the candidate that General Obasanjo endorsed. The right candidate is the candidate that Chief Adebanjo endorsed. The right candidate is the candidate that the youth of Nigeria endorsed. The right candidate is the candidate that the rational-minded society endorsed. The right candidate is Peter Obi. I don't need to know him. I don't need to get close to him. I might have met him once or twice. That is not my business. My business is that he looks young. He might have his own shortcomings somewhere, somehow. But it's still better to, and looking at what is on the table. Okay, are you going to vote for somebody that have over 30 children? And they have more than 5 wives? The Islamic religion says we should have 4. Are you going to vote for that kind of person that has more than 30 children and is telling you that he wants to rule you because his children said he must rule? Then what is going to happen in the country? Somebody that will wake up and sack his wife and collect all her properties. Somebody whose boss gave a bad testament about in his book. Somebody whose boss gave a very bad testament about in his book. Are you going to vote for that kind of person? Are you going to put that person in charge of your political destiny? Are you going to put that kind of person in charge of your economic destiny?
Hands.
He asked a good question.
He did. We'll be here all night. Yeah.
No, he asked a quick, good question, but he spoiled it at the end. I said, why not Atiku? What issue do you have with him?
That was Zainab Osman, yeah, okay.
Zainab?
Yeah.
I have no personal issue with Atiku, but if I then, with what I know about Atiku, which you can read in my book.
Okay, read the book. Are you a member of his family?
With what I know about Atiku, if I have put Atiku forward, God will not have forgiven me.
Okay.
Are you going to put that kind of person in charge of your social destiny? Why can't you just put somebody that can do something right for you? I'm adding my voice now, and I expect every other person, every other rational-minded person to add his or her voice, because I'm pained. I feel bad within me that we will wake up to society that say Buja Budano. I'm a Yoruba boy. Tó bá jẹ́ Yorùbá, wàá sòótọ́ fúnra ẹ̀ pé ta ló lè ṣe? Ta lẹni tó lè ṣe? Ta lẹni tó lè ṣe? Ṣé bàbá arúgbó Ọlọ́run dáríjì mí tó ń bù lábà, ṣé òun la máa gbé fún? Àbí bàbá tó ń bala blue? Kí la fẹ́ gbàǹdì ẹ̀? Tí àwa bá ní bàbá tó wà ní age ẹ̀, a sọ bí dáàdi ẹjọ́ ẹ lọ rest, dáàdi ẹ má dára yín láàmú, ẹ má para yín fún ìlú yìí, ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn tó lè ṣe kán bọ́ síbẹ̀. But they say, it's happening in US, Joe Biden is this, is that. That is a society where everything works. The medical system works. The old community works. community works, everything works. So Joe Biden can afford to maintain his health and still be able to dispose state activities or to be able to run within his own strength. And if it is too obvious, the Americans will shout. Trust them. If it's obvious that he cannot do it, the Americans will shout. But here we have seen all sort of genuflection, all sort of videos. We've seen more than enough testament to tell us that this man needs a rest. We have seen a whole lot of testament to say the other man too needs to rest. The youth should be able to say this is the person we want, and you should respect the views of the youth, respect their opinion, because why? They are the leaders of tomorrow. If it is left to some of us, we will say, okay, we want Omoyele Sowore. Okay, he has tried, he has suffered enough, he has campaigned enough, he has spoken enough, he has genuflected enough, he has given all sort of highlights to show us that he's capable in some regards. But we are saying, okay, no problem, let's look at Peter Obi, who has been a governor 8 years, and for 8 years he was not frivolous, he was patterned, he was prudent with state resources. He was even prudent with his own lifestyle. He takes low-class hotel, he fly economy in most cases, just to give an example that leadership is by example. He did not fly flamboyant aircraft or spending state resources to enjoy himself. He had his own money, but you cannot even deduce that he has money. He goes around, carry his own bag. Is that not a symbol of leadership? When he talks, he does not talk with force. Okay, what is it about leadership? When he becomes the president, we are going to get him an economic advisor on energy, economic advisor on agriculture, economic advisor on political economy, economic advisor on oil and gas, economic advisor on media and publicity. He's going to get advisor on all the channels of governance, and he's going to run the system because everybody will look at his body language. They will watch him. They will know that, oh, Mr. President does not want this. Oh, don't let us do this. Oh, Mr. President will not take it. But now everybody is judging anything. In Lagos, you can be in a bus and an area boy will stop your bus, destroy. I was in a small korope the other day, and the guy tore all the fittings on the korope because of 100 naira. Tore the whole thing, tore it. The video is there. ṣé torí 100 naira náà la ṣe yọ kíní yẹn? wá ṣé torí 100 naira ló yọ kíní yẹn? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Kíní tó yọ ń kọ́ fún wa. Ókè òfẹ́ ó ní òfẹ́ 200 naira. Bọ̀ ṣé tẹ́lẹ̀ yọ rọ́bà yẹn ṣé ó ṣe ìtẹ́lẹ̀ yìí? Owó dà, ọ̀nà ọmọ kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ owó dà. 100 naira. 100 naira odidi wa ní òfẹ́ 20 naira. Ó fẹ́ 20 naira.
wà á ní ìgbésẹ̀ lórí kọ́ ayẹyẹ lórí kọ́ gbà ẹ̀ mímọ ayẹyẹ ni mímọ ayẹyẹ ni.
ṣé ìjọba kan lè wà tó lè stop àwọn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìjọba kan yín bọ̀ ẹ má sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
ní Èkó yìí náà.
ìjọba kan yín bọ̀ yóò Nàìjíríà pàápàá yín.
èèyàn méjì ló gbó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀sìn o ìkan gba 200 ìkan tún gba 100 ó tún bò sí wọn ò lè gba 20 naira àbí.
ìjọba kan yín bọ̀ kò lè máa báyìí títì ìjọba kan ń bọ̀ tàbí bẹ̀rẹ̀ tàbí fún òfin rí wọn. ó lè kọ́ 20 naira ó ní yóò kì í. ìjọba kan ń bọ̀.
You can see the guy tore everything, tore it into pieces because they know that their landlord will always save them. And somebody was saying it in the vehicle that if they arrest the driver and the NURT guy or the tout, that the tout will get out of the police force, get out of the police station first. What kind of a society is that? We are saying we don't want impunity. Why can't Lagos work like other states? Why should we go on the road and we are meeting out? People are collecting all sorts of funds from one bus stop to the other, and you wake up tomorrow they say, oh, those people make like 150 million per day. These are not state funds. These are funds that goes into one organization, and there's a kind of obnoxious sharing formula. We need to wake up. We need to stay and tell ourselves the truth. We need to sleep over this. It's not something that we should get angry about. It's not about Yoruba. Yes, Yoruba local. But how did we even? When they were doing Yoruba Nation, I gave a video. I said I don't see us achieving it because why? Our Yoruba, Ọlọ́run dáríjì wá, a kì í lè sòótọ́ fúnra wa. Tá a bá mọ́ra wa jù, a kì í pẹ́ ṣọ̀tẹ̀ ara wa. Tá a bá súnmọ́ra wa jù, a kì í yé wá léèbù ara wa. Then tá a bá ti tún bára wa rìn jù, bùjẹ́bùdànù yìí náà ṣì ni. A máa sọ pé ilé ìlàhùn, ilé yóò fún nǹkan, ilé yóò ṣe bákan, ká máa wá léèbù, ká máa wá nǹkan tí ò sí. A kì í pẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ara wa. Dẹ̀bi kájẹ, kémi náà rí tèmi ṣe. Ṣé ibo la ti fẹ́ ronú ṣe nǹkan? Àwọn nuts tá ń sọ ipa fẹ́ gbára wa lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ní ọ̀dọ̀ wọn, wọ́n dá oko. Tẹ bá lọ sí Kano, tẹ lọ sí Kakasara ní Kano, ẹ lọ sí Lembu, ẹ lọ rí oko ńláńlá. Tẹ bá lọ sí Kaduna, ẹ lọ sí Gorenruwa farm, ẹ rí oko ńláńlá. Wọ́n ń gbé oúnjẹ wá síbí, a dẹ̀ ń jẹ oúnjẹ yẹn. Tá bá wọnú ọjà Mile 12 tí ó jìnnà síbí ìbàyí ń sìn. Tá bá tún lọ sí ọjà ilé epo, tá lọ sí ọjà kọjá, tá lọ sí Kara, tá lọ sí anywhere. Gbogbo mọ́tò tó ń wọlé láti òkè ọya, 90% mọ́tò tó ń wọlé láti orígun mẹ́rin ọ̀dọ̀ wọn ló ti ń wọlé, tó ń gbé iṣu wá, tó ń gbé tòmátò wá, tó ń gbé tàtàṣé wá, tó ń gbé atarodo wá, tó ń gbé lettuce wá, tó ń gbé oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tá à ń jẹ sínú ara wa wá. Pábánbárì màálù tá tó ń pa, tá fi ń ṣe ọdún, tá fi ń ṣe làwùlàwù, àwọn náà tó ń fún wa. Tí ẹ bá fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá Nation, ẹ kọ́kọ́ ronú agbègbè yín, ìyẹn ló ń pè Yorùbá Nation. Ẹ kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe àwọn nǹkan lùmọ́nì, nǹkan oko yín, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dìímú, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ẹ wà realistic, ẹ ní máa ṣe làwùlàwù. Kò ní sí pé a lọ sí pati wa tí a lọ ń ṣe làwù. A máa ń lọ sí pati èèyàn kan, a lọ ń ṣáná wọlé. Ẹ lè fẹ́ gbára iná àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣe ń jẹ oúnjẹ wọn. Ẹ lọ wò wọ́n, tẹ bá fẹ́ mọ̀, ẹ tún lórí GoTV yẹn lọ wo channel 4. Ẹ rí pé movie wọn, wọ́n ti ń package, wọ́n ti ń lo kámẹ́rà tó dáa, wọ́n ti ń kọ good storyline. Nǹkan wọn ń yí padà, wọn ò dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ síta, wọ́n kàn fi ìwà, wọ́n fi achieve ẹ̀. Ilé táwa náà ò fi ìwà wa, káfíà ṣe káyé sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́rọ̀, káyé tẹnubọ ojúlé sójúlé, káyé lọ, káyé ṣe ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ òfò, ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ òṣì. Káyé sòótọ́ fúnra wa, ká sọ wípé ẹni yìí kò lè ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ jókòó. Kì í ṣe pé ká sọ pé kó ṣe, òun náà ló lè ṣe, ọmọ wa ni, ọmọ ènìyàn oníṣẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká fìlì sí ẹ̀kẹ́lẹ̀ sídìí ẹlòmíì. Tó ọmọ tó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ aláàárẹ̀, ṣá máa fi síbẹ̀ ni, ṣá máa ní ká fìlẹ̀kẹ̀ sídìí ẹni, a máa lọ tọ́jú ẹni náà. So kí ni ká wá ṣe? Ká wá máa sọ wípé kíní kan ẹ̀yà kan lélẹ̀. Nàìjíríà la ṣì wà, ọ̀hún ti ní ijọ́ tí a bá mú ilẹ̀ títí wa sọ́tọ̀ la máa sọ pé ẹni yóò lè ṣe. Tó wáyé pé Nàìjíríà la ṣe wà, anybody ló lè di president. But nísìnyí o, Yorùbá ti ṣe rí o, Hausa ti ṣe rí, Fúlàní ti ṣe rí, àwọn tó ń jẹ́ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n wọn sọ pé òkè ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀ fún àwọn Ìgbò náà. A lè má láìkì wọn, gàràgàrà wọn lè má bí wọn nú, ṣùgbọ́n bó ṣe rí nsìn, ta ni kíní yẹn yẹ, gbogbo tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nsìn ó ti yẹ wọ́n. Fúlàní Hausa ìṣẹ̀ṣe tán, ìmí tó fẹ́ bọ́ síbẹ̀, okùn ọrùn òye dìé. Then Yorùbá ta tún fi síbẹ̀, ó lóun ló kàn àfimi, àwọn young people pẹ̀sì wọn àbẹ̀, Fáṣọlá wọn àbẹ̀. Even gba àwọn èèyàn kan sọ pé Professor Yemi Ọ̀ṣínbàjò, oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn gidi wọ́n wà, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní àwọn ẹ̀dẹ̀ wo ibi tó fẹ́ já wa sí nsìn. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ ká ṣe bùjẹ̀bùdànù, ẹ jẹ́ ká pọ́nra wa lé. Don't suffer dependency syndrome. Anybody that is saying bùjẹ̀bùdànù is suffering from dependency syndrome. Anybody that is saying, oh, I'm voting for that person because the person is a giver, cheerful giver, he gives, he can give land, he can give car, he can give money. Watch out, that person is a lazy lad. That person is lazy, that person is suffering from something. And that thing is dependency syndrome. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's look at the candidate, the one with a good strength, with a good gait, with a good memory brain, with a good sense of leadership. Anybody that is prudent with money, the person wey no dey give shit, na him better, because he is going to rearticulate the shishi into the economy in a way that the shishi will benefit everybody. You will earn your own shishi, I will earn my own shishi. Not that the person will accumulate all the shishi and be distributed to acolytes, to family, friends, family and political associates. And if you are not part of them, you can't make anything. Why? What kind of society is that? What kind of society that allows a tout to be richer than a graduate? What kind of society does that? That try to surmount or try to kill opposition voice? Democracy is about opposition. You allow every other person to trade their opinion. You trade your opinion, I trade my opinion. Then the one that is better will be accepted. Go to Ghana, look at the way they are playing their democracy beautifully. Go to other African countries, go to Namibia, go to Botswana, go to Kenya, and you see the beauty of democracy, democratic exchange. Not that you force people, you make them, you gag them that they must keep you in office. That is roguery. That is thuggery. That is fraud. That is, you are not good for the society. So please, the elections are coming. It's just going to be a short video. I'm appealing to you. Please speak to your conscience. I cannot force you, but I can just say this to you. I can say what I can say. Please tell your conscience the truth. Look at your environment. Ask yourself, can you pay for your power conveniently? If the answer is no, can you pay for the children's school fees, your child's school fees conveniently? If the answer is no, can you buy medicines conveniently and consume? If the answer is no, can you eat comfortably in your corner of the house? If the answer is no, then you need to change the leadership around you. Tell yourself that you have to change. Let's just try. If Peter Obi messes up in 4 years' time or in 8 years' time, we show him the way out. But if he tries, if he can change some things for us in the country, if he can bring us close to sanity, then we will appreciate him and he will be a role model. Then we thank all those who endorse him. We appreciate them. For General Obasanjo, we want to appreciate him. He's still alive, he's still around. We should tap from his intelligence, tap from his statesmanship, tap from his diplomatic sagacity, tap from his sense of vision. And for other people that can see far away, I want to thank them. Some are even going to the grave and they are saying it. Somebody like Chief Banjo, does he enjoy food again? No. Does he enjoy sex again? No. Does he enjoy any material wearing again? No. Does he enjoy wearing cloth again? No. He's just waiting for the day that the bell will ring and he will be buried. I'm sure he has written his will. And he's telling you, this is where to go. This is where to go. This is where to go. And let's try and listen to him. We are not here to support old people. We're not here to support people with 30 wives and who are marrying 5 or more than 30 children and who are marrying like 5, 6 wives. Across Quranic rules. We're not here to support people who are telling you that they are pocketing Southwest in their pocket, or they are the Southwest, or they are this, they are that, so that one day in Nigeria they will now say they are Nigerian. Or people who don't see what real people should see. We're just saying that among the 3, choose wisely. Sit down, tell yourself, if somebody is not giving me freebies, it does not mean that I'm lazy. I will work and earn what I want to eat. I'm not going to come to your house so that can dash me 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. I must be able to dash you. People, you should be able to go and see Tinubu and say, oh, please, sir, take this envelope, take 2,000, take 1,000, thank you. Not that you are expecting him to give you money. If you're expecting to give you money at that age, you are cursed. Because he's old already, you're supposed to give him. But if you are still going around on dash, you are a fool. And may God just have mercy on you. May God have mercy on all of us. Till some other time, we'll do more orientational video and we'll tell you more. Please desist from dependency syndrome. Pray to God. Ask God and take the right decision. And by the special grace of God, it will be well with all of us. It will be well with you. It will be well with the country. It will be well with the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And it will be well with all the people of Niger area. Thank you. Happy New Year once again. God bless you and goodbye.